Hi there, it's Marshawn Evans, founder of meuniversitylive.com. And I actually just left church, and it really sparked an interesting question that I want to ask you, which is, are you singing in harmony? And living in harmony. And what I mean by that is, as I left church, I was thinking about this gentleman who was standing next to me who was the loudest person in our section. But of course, he couldn't sing very well. It's always the person who sings the loudest, who has the least pleasing voice to the ear. But it really made me smile every time I heard him sing above everybody else because he sang with joy and with reckless abandon. And it made me really think about the danger in harmony. You know, harmony can often conceal the sincerity behind what it is that we're doing. If we blend in, if it looks like everything is going smoothly, then we really don't stand out. And really, that's what God asked for us to do. He asked for us to make some noise in our life, in the way that we live, in the way that we love, and in the way that we lead. And so that is my question for you. Are you in harmony or are you out of tune? And maybe it's time for you to start living a bit more out of tune, where you're standing out because you're actually being who you already are. And you're also able to showcase the passion that is inside of you for what you really, really want to showcase to the world. And that's what that man really reminded me of. It was difficult to see the true worshiper because of all of the harmony that was going on. But when someone decided to go ahead and risk sounding out of tune, you got to see someone's heart in a completely different way. So that's really my challenge for you. What are the areas where you're just playing it safe and you're living in harmony and you're living in a way that's blending in, when God's really saying it's time for you to step out? It's time for you to step up, and it's time for you to operate at a higher level. And that might require that you do some things that look like they're out of tune. Doesn't matter what you sound like, doesn't matter whether you think you have the training that's needed. It's just time for you to do what you know it is time for you to do. You know this is your season. You know that God's been speaking to you, and He's pulling more out of you. And it might look like you're out of tune, but really, it's just giving yourself permission to be who you already are, permission to do what you know you're designed to do. And the really unique thing about when we give ourselves permission is that we actually liberate others. So I started singing louder and getting more loose myself in church because somebody else was giving themselves permission to do that. So why wouldn't I do that as well? So let's do that with our lives. Let's live out of tune so that we can be in tune with what heaven is really saying to us. Alrighty, so I hope you enjoyed this message. Share it with somebody else who needs a tune-up in their life, personally, professionally, or spiritually. And I will see you the next time. Take care and God bless.